Police officers, firefighters, and teachers all among the nearly 250,000 Oklahomans whose retirement could be in jeopardy.
Here's the trouble. Oklahoma's retirement funds are more than $16 billion in the hole. That's billion with a B. And a study concludes that they will be broke in less than 10 years. Tonight, the Oklahoma Impact team finds the answer to this pension problem. Depends on who you ask. Here's Alex Cameron.
You will need a graphing calculator for today.
Being a math teacher, Martha Whistler understands numbers. She understands what it means that the Oklahoma teachers' retirement system has a funded ratio of just 48%. That if all the state's vested teachers were to retire today, the system would have just 48% of funds needed to pay what's been promised them. What's been promised her.
I would be wanting what was promised me.
Even with the low funding ratio, the system has enough assets to pay Whistler's and all retired teachers' pensions in full for at least the next several years. It's the years after that that are a concern.
Is it an overwhelming concern? Not yet. It may become an overwhelming concern if something isn't done in the next couple of years.
We're looking for solutions.
Newly elected President Pro Tem of the Senate, Brian Bingman, has set up a committee to look at ways to improve the fiscal health of the retirement systems. If they don't, he says, the state could see its bond rating lowered and the systems reach their tipping point.
We don't want to get to that point in Oklahoma. So let's look at it now and why it's still manageable. And I want to make sure that it is manageable.
It was Bingman's predecessors in the 1940s who created the state's first pension systems and a long line of succeeding legislatures that failed to adequately fund them. The systems have survived, even thrived at times, because of the long-term performance of the stock market. But asset values took a big hit in the last decade. Cost of living adjustments were approved but not funded, and contributions shrunk with the economy. The result, according to studies like this one from Northwestern University, is that Oklahoma's pension funds could run out of money, collapse, by 2020.
The only thing that would cause our pension systems to collapse in the next 10 years would be a collapse of the United States of America.
Bob Jones runs the firefighters' pension system, which is only slightly better funded than the teachers at 54%. He says there's no reason to panic. Lawmakers need to understand that long-term, the market's going to grow and the funds will bounce back.
I'm a little bit concerned that they're working off really short-term assumptions.
I love what I do. I don't come to work just for the retirement.
Still, firefighters like Bert Norton say the pension is an incentive. He and other firefighters would prefer lawmakers leave theirs alone.
Any changes that they make is going to make you stay here longer.
Or at the very least, take their thoughts into consideration.
We would like for them to think things through and to not come out and say, this year we're doing it. Well, we're doing what?
Well, what the committee could do, or at least recommend doing, is change the systems from defined benefit to defined contribution. Raise the retirement age, change the benefit formula, even increase the employee contribution rate. With the current budget crunch, they probably will not look at increasing the state's contribution. We'll be following this and let you know what happens. For Oklahoma Impact, I'm Alex Cameron.
The legislature conducted a study on the pension systems. A link to that study is on our website, news9.com/Oklahoma Impact.